the Know with Joe. I'm your host, Joe, aka JViz. You can catch me on my Instagram at JVIZ_shots with a Z. I got I say it a lot, but this guest is very special because I grew up with him just like my last guest, Bobby Krills. But it's a different story, you know what I'm saying? We come from a town where there's a lot of talent and it's hidden and there's a lot of hating going on and not a lot of love. But this guy, you know, he rose from the ashes and, you know, he made something of himself. It's Zoe the Engineer. I know him as Lorenzo Cardona. It's Zoe the Engineer. Zoe, tell the people where you're from, how you started, and we'll get into some questions after that, man. Appreciate you.
Cool. Yeah, no doubt, man. Appreciate you having me on, man. So, my name's Lorenzo Cardona. Everyone calls me Zoe. I'm born and raised in Pt.1, New Jersey. I'm a mixing engineer, a drummer, producer, songwriter. Right now, basically, I'm working with 1500 or Nothin on the West Coast. That's like my big thing going on right now. And before that, where I started off at was as a drummer at the age of 9. So by like, man, 9 years old, that's when I guess this whole journey started. But I didn't know it was going to evolve to what I'm doing now, you know. So
you just getting all.
Yeah, I was just trying to have fun and be a drummer. Like, yo, I saw the drums. I was like, man, I want to play that. You know what I mean? So it went from drumming, and I just fell in love with it since I was a kid, and I just evolved. I didn't even know what audio engineering was till I was like 17 years old when they had a career day at school, and Jacksonville University came through, and they had this audio engineering program, and I was like, I went to the lady. I was like, "Yeah, I want to do that thing where you know you fuck with the faders, you lift them up and down, all this shit." I didn't even know what it was. Yeah, you press all the buttons. Yeah. So like, she told me, "Oh, it's called audio engineering." I was like, "Oh, okay." And that's when like I started looking into it and stuff, and that's when I started like, "Yo, I want to do that. That's cool with me." But like the reason why I got into everything I was definitely doing was because of my homies around the way. They was doing music, so they showed me how to record and, you know, mix, and they was the ones that put the program in front of me the first time ever. So yeah, so that's like a little bit of my background with it. Like they taught like what's up?
Let me ask you because I know a little bit about your story. You know, we were trying to do a company spread. We're not gonna say the rest of it at one point, and I try to get you. You and me, you was outside one time. You really gave me the actual story of how it all happened. You know, the interesting thing to me is how you started at Quad Studios. Like, so you got out of school, right? And then we had Sandy in New Jersey, and working where, and what was the circumstances of that warehouse you working with, and what was your mindset? Like, you was like, "Yo, what's here?" Like,
all right, so when I got out of high school, I was trying to go to school for audio engineering and just music in general. My mom wasn't going to let me go to Florida. Hell no, you too young to go move to Florida by yourself. So I went to school in Jersey, William Patterson University and Bloomfield College, and I got my degree. After I got my degree, I went and worked at a tile warehouse in Edison, New Jersey for like a year and a half. And while I was at that tile warehouse, man, a whole bunch of shit was happening to me at the time because I had gotten arrested and I was facing like 3 to 6 years in prison.
Stop playing.
Yeah, bro. I was doing a bunch of wild shit, bro. It wasn't always just music. So I was doing a bunch of wild shit.
Hustlers, man. I mean,
yeah, hell yeah. I was trying to hustle my way everywhere. I was trying to be everywhere I can. But like, I can't even be mad at that because that's what really changed me. Me getting in trouble was what really changed me. I was like, damn, I'm working at this warehouse and I got to face a charge and I got a degree in my closet that I'm not doing anything with.
Can't use the bathroom.
Yeah, and I couldn't even use the bathroom at my job because the hurricane hit and destroyed everything. I
was like, "Yo, son, how can you?"
Yeah, bro.
Conditions?
It was horrible, bro. They had us pissing in a Folgers plastic cup, and we would piss in the cup and pour it in the dumpster because we had no bathroom. I was like, they wouldn't even get us a porta potty. That was the worst part. They wouldn't get us a porta potty at all. So like, I had to do something else. So I'm like, all right, screw this.
So that inspired you to jump on a train and go to New York with some records?
Yeah, basically, that's what happened. I got pissed. I got annoyed. I was like, damn, I got to try and do something. I got to try to better myself, and I got to try and make myself look good for court, like I'm doing something for myself, so I don't get in that much trouble. So I got up off my ass and I went to New York with 10 resumes. Luckily, when I was at home, I had contacted one of the studios, which was called Flux Studios in the
Okay.
Lower East Side.
Okay.
And they were like, yeah, come through, come check the studio out. I was like, oh, all right, cool. And they gave me the date and time. So I took a day off from work and I went to New York to check out the studio. I get over there, they show me the studio and everything, and the guy goes, well, we don't have any openings right now. And I'm like, then why'd you just make me come out here for this? You just made me take a day off of work. I just missed hella bread. I'm like, what are you trying to do? And then he goes, but you know, since you're out here, you should really bombard the studios with your resume because your resume is really good.
Everything
So I
happens for a
was,
reason.
oh yeah, exactly. Everything happens for a reason, man. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. So I went back into Manhattan and I'm standing outside of a Dunkin' Donuts using their Wi-Fi. And yeah, so then I go online and I look up like studios around me, and Quad Studios was the first one that came up. So
But
I
hold
called
on.
them.
Cut you off
Mhm.
real quick because I want them. I want my guests to. I mean, my fans to understand something that's very important. What you said, and it's the importance of you taking a bad situation and understanding the responsibilities of being an adult first of all, and having to, you know, what I'm saying, look, be on a straight and narrow for the court, and not realize that that literally puts you in the path, bro. Like that literally took you to the doorstep of Quad Studios, what we're about to talk about right now. But that's mind blowing, bro. Like that don't register to a lot of people that it went from a
You
bad
don't.
situation to a good situation. You could have took that bad situation, made it worse, hit the streets, kept on doing what you do. You was like, yo, bro, like what am I doing? Like, come on, son. Like, and that's what I love about you, bro, because we spoke about this. Like, me and you would click. You know, I own a production
Hmm.
company. I mean, like, it's about growing,
Yeah.
and to have the people to have somebody say, yo, I'm gonna take this bad situation, do the right things, and then go to New York, go to the first studio, and I'm like, yo, my bad, I made you come up here, but yo, since you out here, go check out these other studios. So all right, so boom, you Google it, Quad pops up. How does that
Yeah.
happen?
So
This
I
is
it's crazy. It pops up on my phone. The first studio pop up on my phone is Quad Studios, right? So I
Did you know
call them.
Quad beforehand? Like the history behind
I
it?
I knew what happened over there, but I didn't know how significantly deep of like the roots of it for New York that they had. I didn't know how deep the roots went in with New York music in general. Not
Gotcha.
because I knew about Tupac getting shot there. I knew Biggie would go over there and all that. But there's a whole other like 20 years before all that happened that has happened at Quad, which is
Nope.
crazy. That like you know what I'm saying? Like it just didn't start when Tupac got shot.
That's when
So
it was.
so yeah, exactly. So like you learn that over the years of being there. So
Nice.
I call Quad. I'm outside the Dunkin' Donuts and I call Quad, right? I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to see if you guys have any internship openings or anything like that, and if I can come by and drop off my resume. The guy on the phone goes, well, we don't really just have people come up because it's a private exclusive studio,
Yeah.
but let me see what the owner says. So he
Mm.
goes, so he comes back on the phone and goes, yeah, come by and drop off your resume. I'm like, all right, great. Gives me the address,
Yo,
and
son.
I start walking over there. So I'm like, all right, I walk over there to the studio. I get to the front. I'm lost for like 10 minutes because it's like the door's hidden. I couldn't find where I was going. So I
And you ain't
call
about
them
to
up.
call again because you probably ain't gonna get through this time.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna try and call again at that moment. So then I finally find the spot, and luckily I called them on the intercom, and they picked up. So then I told them who I was, and they came downstairs and got me. I thought they were just gonna come downstairs and grab the resume from me, but no, they came downstairs and like, yeah, come in the elevator, come upstairs. The owner wants to talk to you.
Yo,
I'm
what is
like,
going on?
oh, I was
Oh,
like, what's going on? I was like, oh
oh.
shit.
Yo, that don't happen to people. It don't happen to people where they get the phone call from a studio, you know, picked up and say, "Hey, let me take 2 seconds out of my busy day and talk to the owner of the studios." And the owner says, "Come through." Then you can't find the door. You touch the thing. Somebody picks up the thing. It's like, "Yo, let me," because we're talking about New York City. If you don't know about New
Hmm.
York, you know what I'm saying, you can get shot in the streets of New York and people walk right past you.
Oh yeah, it's bro. In the front of the
Because
building of Quad Studios is known for like it was known for years for drug dealing and prostitution.
ooh,
You know what I'm saying? Just right there in Manhattan, right there where the ball drops. That's been like that for years, bro. And
mm,
it just started switching up a couple years back. You know what I'm saying? Because of all this, a lot of other stuff has happened in the front of that building. You could look it up yourself and see what has happened. But it's
okay,
cleaned up now. But yeah. So I get over it, and the thing with that building too, you got to understand with the building, a a person of importance is gonna walk out of that building every single day,
Mm.
guaranteed, guaranteed. Everyone walks in and out of it. When you come to New York, you gotta go there to record, or you do, or you going in there for some type of business. You could stand outside from that building all day, and you will catch someone famous or known that's gonna walk in there. I guarantee it.
That's
So
dope.
that's how. So that's the type of exclusivity we're talking about. So I call on the intercom. The guy comes down, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna give him my resume. He's like, "No, come up. The owner wants to talk to you." I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." So I get upstairs. The elevator doors open, and all I see is probably like 30 plaques. And man, what did I start sweating? I was like, "Oh, this is the big leagues. This
Yes.
is crazy." So then they put me in the corner to sit down real quick because the owner was on the phone. So I'm sitting there for like 10 minutes, like my mind is like rushing, bro. Like I'm like, damn, I don't know what he's gonna ask me. I don't know what he's gonna
What do I?
say. Like,
Yeah.
damn, why he got me sitting here so long and he on the phone? Like, this is crazy. That 10 minutes for like an hour. So then he finally calls me over and we start talking and everything. And it's the worst interview I ever had in my life.
For real?
The absolute worst, bro.
Was it nervousness
He,
or?
bro, I'll say it like this. He asks me certain questions about engineering, like, oh, so do you know how to work with the plugins, or do you know your shortcuts? And shortcuts are like, if you press certain commands on the
Yeah.
keypad,
That part.
And I'm like, yeah, I know my. I was like, yeah, I know my shortcuts and everything, and I go say the most universal shortcut that don't even have to do with the programs that he's asking me that I work with. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was
No,
like, yeah, like Command S. I said,
I know. I
I
knew
was
it.
like, yo, what the fuck did I just say? I couldn't believe it. I'm like, bro, that's the universal command to save. And in my head, I was like, I lost this interview. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm just
That's
gonna try to get
universal.
out of here as fast as I can. What was that?
I said that's the universal for. Hey, it's been a pleasure meeting you. Have a nice day.
Yeah, exactly, yo. So I'm like, damn, I messed that up. So, the interview finished. I leave. I go to other studios, right? Get my resume. I talk to the owners. Same type of thing. But all my interviews after that Quad Studios interview were way better. But
Okay.
the thing is, Quad Studios asked me questions that the other studios never asked me. And
Okay.
to this day, that what made me realize that they're at a different level than those other studios.
Mm.
There's
That's
an
wonderful.
extra paying attention to detail that they do. So then, all the other interviews were just cool. I just gave my resume. I talked to them, whatever. Yeah, give us a call, whatever. Boom. Not even anything of that importance. But in the back of my head, Quad Studios always stood in the back of my head. I was like, damn, man, that's where I want to be. And I messed up. So I get on the train. I'm thinking about it the whole time. I get home and I'm talking to my sister. She came and asked me, "Oh, how did today go? Like the interviews and everything." I told her like, "Ah, it went good." And she's like, "You think you could get anywhere?" I was like, "Yeah, I think I get into a couple spots." And then she asked me, um, "But did you like any places?" I was like, "Yeah, there's one place I liked, but I messed up on the interview."
Mm.
And I told her what had happened, and she goes, "This is what you got to do. Send them an email thanking them for taking the time out to talk to you and see what they say after that."
Deep.
And I was like, all right. And she's older than me, so she knows she
Right.
was
Yeah.
looking for
That's very
jobs and
smart.
all that. She knows what's up. And I'm like, all right. So I emailed them and I thanked them for taking the time. Like I really appreciated. Like told them like it was a great experience for me. And he emailed me back like, hey, we have these 3 days open with these times if you want to take these hours. I was like, oh shit. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. I'm definitely going to take that.
And to
So
be clear,
I took the,
this was
what's
an
up?
internship or this was a paid job
It was an internship. No money coming in.
at
No
all.
money coming in. But it's my opportunity.
Yeah. That's
So
the door.
I go, yeah, it's the door open. So I get in there and I'm interning and I had to talk to the warehouse job about what I was about to do and they allowed me to leave in the beginning at 3:30. So I would leave like 2-3 hours before work was supposed to be over. So I was doing that for a couple months. I would go from working at the warehouse, go catch the train to New York, go do my internship, leave my internship, and get home at like 3 in the morning. Then got to be up by 8 in the morning to go back to the warehouse,
The grind.
the grind. And I was doing that every single day.
I
And
like
mind you, you working at a tile warehouse,
I like
and the
so
tile warehouse, you gotta go straight to New York. That's crazy.
that's why I like to explain to a lot of people, real quick, is that if you're not ready for this industry, it's not something. If you're not ready to be up 24 hours at one point, sometimes 48 hours, this is not for you. Like
Yeah,
I've seen plenty of times that I'm laying in my bed with my wife and my phone clicks off and Zoe Engineers live and you sharing something and you're not even went over in the studio. You're in the studio working on something you just did and you're just sharing it with the people. So you're not only promoting somebody's, what I'm saying, you're telling people still. Let me just tell you this. Like I told you the other day, like you don't see yourself on the level we see you already. People from Amboy, first and foremost, see you as a star. You know what I'm saying? To us, you put us on the map. Second of
hmm
all, the elbows you're rubbing right now, for you to still be on Instagram and telling people, hey, I'm with a bunch of these people and hey, shoot your music and I'm still listening to music. Come on, son. Like you could have been changed your IG. You could have been like, I ain't with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just LA now. Nah, man, that's not true. And that's why, what I'm saying? Like that's real. To me, that's real. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? A lot of people
The reason why I'm not like that is because I seen so many people in this town do the opposite of what I'm doing, and it
most
didn't
definitely.
work.
Most definitely.
That's all. I saw it not work. So why am
So
I
you
gonna do the same
so you just
thing?
changed the formula.
Yeah, bro. That's all you see. You see what's not working, and then you go do what is working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all I'm doing is not even that. It's not even like smart or anything. It comes from being a compassionate person,
Yeah, most
sincerity, humbleness. That's where it comes from. That like those are things that you shouldn't be taught. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where it comes from. That's why I'm like, yo, still send me music. I gotta see what's up. You know what I mean? And you know what it is too, man. You know how like where we're from, how they try to hold us down for so long, and us growing up. Come on now, us growing up, we always no one ever really told us we could go after our dreams. But the thing is too, we're an urban city where by the age of 15 you got to start helping paying bills in the house. So
on.
your
At
dreams,
like 13.
yeah, but yeah, exactly. People getting jobs in middle school. You
Facts.
at middle school jobs, bro.
Yeah,
Come
facts.
on, middle school
I was
jobs
walking,
in McGinnis.
bro. I was walking from Shell School all the way to number 10 school on Smith Street, across the street from my actual house, to do the lunches at like 14 years old. And the thing is that
Oh,
people don't understand the grind, like the grind
there's
we go through.
crazy
Yeah.
grind.
And
Or
the thing,
selling newspapers on the phone. Remember that job? Everyone
oh,
was getting that job when we was kids. That you know what I'm saying? These are things that we had to do that people in other communities they don't think about that. They don't have to do that. They
I
don't
mean,
have to do that and they can go after your dreams. So
understand the
like
difference.
us at a young age, we can't at us at a young age we get to the point of us having to do things like that where it's like, all right, I gotta put my dreams on the back end. And by
Yeah,
the time you get older, you can't even go after them no more.
it's crazy because right before we get back on subject, it's crazy because we come from a place that's very diverse. Like, not until we had the national championship with McGinnis School, and I go to North Carolina, I didn't realize that some schools were strictly white and black. Like, we had a very diverse school. There was Puerto
Yeah,
Rican,
man.
white,
Yeah,
Chinese, like everything. It was
everything was in
just to
there.
be very
Everything was in there, bro. Come on now. We're so diverse that our black brothers and sisters know Spanish and they go in the corner stores and be like, yo, papi, let me get some adobo, this and that.
when you go to the Chino, when they go to the Chinos, they say, "Yo, let me get arroz con
The,
papas." They don't say, "Let me get wings and fries." Like,
the Chinese restaurant speaks Spanish on the
come on,
phone.
come on, son. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so different. I live in Georgia now. You
It,
already know.
it's totally different.
What is totally
Totally
different,
different.
man?
Yeah, man. So like I always knew like how this town was when like since we was kids, how like it always felt like to me where it's like all we could be was a lawyer, own a nail salon, or be a cop. You know
That's a
what I
fact.
mean? Like it wasn't like really anything else we could do. And I wasn't me just being me. It's not like it's not like I came out of the way of it like, man, fuck this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make sure that I'm doing it right now. I come from in my head, I'm gonna do what makes me happy. You're
I
not
feel
gonna tell me what I'm not. You're not gonna tell me what I should be doing. Because if it's not gonna make me happy, then I'm gonna mess up my life. So
that's
I'm gonna
fact.
go do what makes me happy. My definition of success is my level of happiness. That's how I
Ooh,
look at it. You
that's
know?
my happiness. Deep.
Yeah, man. So it's like, and then, man, come on now. Like, don't we all have dreams? Why can't we
Every
chase after them? So like
because
I was really blessed in the household I was that I grew up in where like, we had struggles or whatever, but it wasn't anything crazy at all. But like they always my mom since I was young told me I was special. and I believed her.
Our parents grinded
Like
hard
she,
to mask all the things we went through because when we grew up, we realized, damn, I missed a meal or two for me, you know what I'm saying? Or stuff like, oh,
hmm
damn, she did that. And we didn't even know we were broke at that time or such and such because they work even harder than us. And I'll tell you right now, my mom definitely taught me how to be a hard worker, and definitely because she's still
yeah, man.
working Rose's Deli on Whole Avenue right now, you know what I mean? So,
Hell yeah. My grandmother, my mom and my grandmother, made sure rest in peace, are the ones that taught me all that. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother was a straight hustler. My grandmother worked hard when she came over here, and at the same time she helped a lot of people. So like I was always around that growing up as a kid. That's where a lot of that stuff comes from me. But
so your hustle
mhm.
mentality enabled you while you were in Quad as an intern to what? Now, was it something that you had to come back and forth for work? Let me not sugarcoat it. I already know
Yeah.
you sleeping in the studio, and
hmm
how was you taking showers, and how did you get to the point where it went from intern to employee?
All right, so um when I got the internship, literally the first day of my internship, I slept there. Had to
Mm,
wake up to do my morning shift there. So like I was already in there like, okay, this is how I'm gonna live from now on. It got to the point that I was there every single day because at one point, like 3 months into my internship, all the interns left and got fired or just left. And it was
whoa,
only me and my other boy that were the interns there. And we were the only two interns there for like 4 months.
whoa,
And we was there every single day, every
that's a good
single night.
opportunity.
Cause yeah, we had to make sure all the rooms were good for the engineers coming in. You know what
Mm,
I mean? And since we did all that work, the owner saw that, and one of the main owners started giving us private lessons and would take the time out of his day on like a Thursday for like an hour and show us stuff about the rooms that
that's
a lot of other people don't know about to this day. So like we started getting the fruits of we started seeing our fruits from our labor
yeah.
through him showing us things as like how the rooms were built, how like and stuff that people don't even really know how important it is for being an engineer and what I do in my field. Like, we gotta know about the computer, and if something breaks in the computer, how to fix it, and put
On the
certain things. So we gotta put a new drive in the tower because an engineer wants to come in and use his hard drive, or something like that, or like how the wiring is all in the walls. A lot of stuff that you don't see. So we learned a lot of that. And the crazy thing too is that at that same time, we started building a third room at Quad. We started renovating the other two rooms at Quad. So
so
we
you
got an even deeper depth with all the equipment in there than everyone else ever did. You know what I mean? Like we was getting the wax on, wax off while
yeah,
we were still learning what to do with this equipment.
you was getting
So
caught
it,
and still messing with the equipment.
yeah, exactly. For real, for real. So like after that, shit, me and my boy kept interning, and for me, it was like finally 13 months after interning, they finally told me like, hey man, you could start sending us invoices and so we could pay you. And
Mm,
they told my boy that the same day as well. And my boy came into Quad like 3 months after me as an intern, but we
nice.
was always together once he came in. And we were ecstatic, bro, happy, so happy. And then we started getting sessions, and I was getting sessions, bro. I was working sessions, getting paid $8.50 an hour. And not no big money, no nothing. I started at $8.50 an hour,
$8
bro, and $8.50 an
in New York
hour,
City.
bro, in New York City.
Dog,
I
that's
had
that's
I had more
work.
jobs that paid more for me in Jersey than New
Yeah,
York, bro.
we can work at Stella's Pizzeria and get paid more.
Exactly. But I was like, yo,
So
I don't care.
how
I'm gonna do what
long
I'm
did
gonna
you make
do.
850? That's an interesting.
What's up?
How long did you make 850 until you started seeing
Oh
more money?
man, I made 850 like for like probably because it started I got a raise slower and slower, so I went from like 850 for like a year, then it went to $10. Then after that, like my third year in, I started getting 15, and then after like in my third year getting 15 an hour, that was only for like 4 months because all of a sudden the two biggest engineers that they had left out of
Mm.
nowhere, and they bumped me up and made me house engineer. So
So
I
what
went
happened?
up
To become house engineer.
house engineer. They like doubled my pay. I was getting all label sessions, and that was it. Um, from the label sessions, I was getting paid through the label. So it
Okay.
wasn't getting. That's a
Kind of like
different.
you're a
That's a
contractor.
different bracket of money, right there.
Is it kind of like you're a contractor now? It's kind of like they're paying you for your actual service.
Yeah, it's like I'm an independent contractor.
Now I
That's
see
what
on
would
your
happen.
profile. I might be wrong. Is IRAA something like that a certification you have?
Oh, the RIAA. So that's the
Explain.
RIAA is the basically the company that certifies the music that comes out in the United States with
Okay.
their gold and platinum,
Okay.
certifications.
So that's
They're
how
the
that's how you
ones,
know gold, platinum, diamond.
yeah, all that. So if you don't see a plaque with RIAA on it, it's
Hey,
probably like fake.
hey.
You know what I mean? It's
So
gonna
so
be fake.
let's talk that because I want to the same feeling you had when you became an actual paid employee. I want to know the same feeling you had when you actually got your first credit.
Oh man. So my first credit was on the MMG album, the group album they had, and it was with the artist Stolly that
Stylish,
used
right?
to be on used to be on MMG, and it was my first assistant engineer credit. That was crazy. I had to take pictures of that. I had to buy the CD. You know what I'm saying? I had to bring it home. I was like, "Yo, this is crazy. My name's in an album. It was nuts,
That's
nuts."
major, bro. That's major. That's
Yeah, it
major.
was. It was crazy, crazy, crazy major. I couldn't believe it, and
You know,
you know,
something for something to be that crazy. Fast forward to for something to be that crazy. Fast forward to today. Just real quick. Fast forward. You're sitting
mhm.
live streams with Warren G. And you know what I'm saying? We're talking about legends. Come on, man.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's funny, and what's crazy, it's a big jump, bro. But just on that story alone, on the side of that, like side note with that story, what was crazy, and I was like, yo, I felt like, damn, I really have done something. So at that time when I spoke to Warren G, I had to critique the song he put up to play for us, and it was him and Ty Dolla $ign on the song. So before anyone critiqued them, that we told them who we were and what we do. So I was like, yo, what's going on? My name's Zoe from 1500 or Nothing, mixing engineer, blah blah blah. And just start talking. He goes, wait, hold up. 1500 Nothing. He goes, you with Rance and Brody and all of them? I was like, yeah, I'm with Rance, Brody, James. I'm with the whole crew out there in LA. He's like, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, just a Jersey boy with the LA homies. I
Back.
told him. And he started laughing. I was like, yo, that's crazy. I just said that. And he knows like where I'm working at, where I come from and stuff. And like just like that level of comfort I gave him right then and there, like it made the whole entire like interview just like real cool, real smooth. So that's when I was like, damn, I'm starting to like, I know the people that I'm like, I know the same people as this guy knows. Like this is crazy.
All right, so let's jump back to your.
So
I would say
Quad.
you can correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the first biggest tracks that you got a lot of clout for is Rockstar with Post Malone.
Well, one of the first biggest tracks I got a lot of clout for was Computers with
Computers.
Ching Strugs, Bobby
Okay,
Shmurda, and Roddy Rebel.
okay,
That was
okay.
one of the first ones, and because that's the one I knew. Like when I was going at that time when that song came out, I was going to a lot of nightclubs, and I was trying to just meet artists and try to just get my name out there. I knew where they were going. I knew what strip clubs they were at. I knew what nightclubs they were
Was
at in
it
Jersey and New
then at
York.
this?
What's up?
Was it easy for you to get into clubs and everything at this point?
Yeah, it was easy. It was definitely easy. But I was going with like DJ Drewski and his brother
Yeah,
Fresh,
yeah, I remember.
so we was getting in there. And I remember that song would come on all the time. So like everyone always knew like, oh yo, Zoe did that, that's crazy. Like and they even played that song in our class reunion and everyone was like shouting me out for that, which
That's
was
dope.
crazy.
That's
Yeah, it
big, bro.
was real dope.
That's better than
But
being the
that was
best.
definitely yeah, man.
That's
Hell
big.
yeah.
Like
That
for
that was definitely one of the big songs. And then people
yeah.
know too that I was in the
And
studio
with
a
show
lot with
love,
Trey
and also
Songz.
show love.
And boy, hell yeah, and boy show love.
It show
Hell
they
yeah,
know
and boy show
the
love.
talent that comes out of that school, man. I mean, we got Stephen Baker as a coach. Like we talking about professional, ex-professional players as coaches, like Mike Tita and all. Like
Yeah.
those ex-professionals and stuff. Like
What is it? What the guy that was the offensive tackle for the
yeah,
Lions?
yeah. Oh my God,
Yeah,
bro. Like
big guy. Yeah, they play with
monster.
Barry Sanders and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
man.
we had a
Like
few people come through and play. Yeah, that for sure, for sure. We
So
always had our time. We always had like somebody doing something.
something
You know, at least one person. Like
from
you
Milk
know,
Bones. I
as any
mean, let's be
generation.
honest. Milk Bones from our town. I mean, he a lot of people might not like him, but he put some foot in the industry at one point. You know what I mean?
Hey
Like,
man, I saw that video and he was under the bridge where I was walking through every day of my life. I was like, yo, we made it. I don't care.
and
I
that's how we
saw
feel
that.
about
I was like, wow, that's crazy.
public service announcement. That's how we feel about you right now, and understand that you got to own that shit. Like that's how the people of Jersey
I'm a,
and
I'm a,
man.
I'm gonna have to own it. But throughout this whole
Because
journey,
I know you're not there yet on owning the shit because I
yeah,
talk to you, still humble. You still pick up the phone and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We still DM and all that stuff. So my thing
yeah,
is like, so at this point, you know, what I'm saying? You're in the room with Post Malone. I
hmm
remember you made a critique to his song, and to me, that made the song a lot better. Are we allowed to talk about the struggle of getting that credit? Or
yeah. We can talk about all that now. So, all right. So at this point in my career at Quad, I'm like the established house engineer. I'm
nice.
doing, I'm doing the majority of the biggest sessions coming in.
Yeah,
So
because that's the credits on the picture you have. That was just a portion of the credits before that.
yeah,
And I was like, damn, like you working with all these
yeah,
cats.
yeah.
Three
And
duffels.
there's yeah, man. Everybody, and that's just from always being there. I never left the studio. I'd
Oh,
be there 4 days straight. I'd be
like,
in the studio with everybody. I never left. Yeah, for sure, man. I did a lot of crazy stuff, man. A
and
lot of
just really
crazy.
put a lot of people in Amboy on though. I've seen a lot of people from Amboy actually getting the opportunity to go to the studio Quad. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. It was just maybe 2 years ago you invited me and my family to Quad to go watch the ball drop. You were like, yo, if you're up north, like come to the studio, bro. Like we can watch the ball
Yeah,
drop in the window. And I'm like, yo, that's
heck
mad humble.
yeah.
Mad people won't let that happen. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So
Nah,
post,
not at all. So
you like,
like
yo, I'm about to get my credit. Then what happened? How did you find out you didn't get the credit?
because the song had came out and I saw when the credits came out, my name wasn't there. So I'm like,
Mm,
damn. And kind of no one even tried to contact me to get like to get my name on, you know, like usually like an A&R or the manager will contact you. Always like, how do you want your name spelled? Putting the two credits together for the song. So it wasn't there. So then I'm like, damn, I got to do something because I'm telling you, the night we recorded that, there was something in the air. It was like a movie. I'll never forget that night. So like from that night, I knew that that song was gonna do something. Now, did I think it was gonna do what it did? No, but I knew it was gonna do something. At least go platinum. You
okay.
know, the song was fire. I was like, yo, this is gonna be crazy. So I went and spoke to a lawyer, and
And I remember I was driving
he,
Uber. We spoke one time on the phone. I was like, "Yo, bro, like, I know an entertainment lawyer in Atlanta. Like, I get you her
oh
product."
yeah, you told yeah for real. You definitely gave me a lawyer in Atlanta to talk to and everything.
I'm like, "Yo,
But I
like this
had gone through my phone and I found my homie Navarro Gray that I've been knowing for years.
in
And
Navarro."
yeah, bro, I have been knowing him. He used to come to Amboy all the time, and
Okay,
he used to come to Z Bar with us. You know what I mean? Like and be with Rue One and all those guys over there. And he was going to school to become a lawyer at the same time, entertainment lawyer. So years passed, right? And then when I met him, it was when we had flip phones, bro, and like the sidekicks was out. And that's when I had his number, and I didn't use his number till years later.
yeah.
So yeah, so I finally contact him and I go over there and I tell him my story, what's going on. And he got connections over at Republic at the time. At the time I didn't really have any connections to talk to anybody, so I didn't really know what to do. So I went and talked to him. He had the connections at Republic to speak to some people to get this fixed. So he contacted them and told them basically all the proof I had that I had worked on the song. I kept my receipts. You know what I mean? I
Bet.
had video footage. I had the original MP3. I had the
I
work
remember.
order. I
Like,
had the stack. I had the session. You know what I
yo,
mean?
you showed me the original part before you dropped the sound behind that. You know what I'm saying? Like that part. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I remember when you showed me
When I with the
you
drops and
raw part,
everything.
yeah, and then you let me hear the edited version. I'm like,
Yeah,
yo,
you're right.
I,
I definitely
no lie,
did. You're right.
that part is hard on the song. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, man, bro. When I put that part in there when we was in the session, everyone just like went crazy. Like,
and it was
oh
organic.
shit.
It was organic. He was like, let me tweak
Yeah.
something, or just do it and then show him
I
afterwards.
just I just did it. I just did it. And I showed them afterwards.
That's the
That was it.
professional. That's the skill that
Yeah,
you
man.
have.
Yeah, man. Basically, that's what they tell me.
New York and East Coast that we're very upfront with it. We're not going to ask you. We're going to do it and show you. If you want it to be corrected, we'll correct it. But let me show you something real quick, because most people don't want you. It's an ego thing. So most people are like, nah, son. If you ask them, nah, sounds good. But if you do something like that in your profession, you can just tweak it real quick. Like, yo, how does that sound? If he feels it and you didn't push him towards making a decision, he probably was like, yo, that shit fine. Because I'm going to tell you right now, watching the video of that process with Post Malone, you guys, it was very organic. You can see in the videos, everybody was drinking, chilling, love. He was dancing around while you was recording the shit. So it was,
Bro, it was crazy. Like my story is crazy from that night, but the producer's story is even crazier. My
yeah,
homie Tank God, his
yeah,
story's even crazier because I'm telling you that night, bro, could be a movie on its own. You got in one room Post Malone, I'm with Post, and in
okay.
the other room in the back is Sean Combs' son, King Combs,
King,
with his homies. And then the producer Tank God is in that room working with them. And he had just came over there because he knows some guys to hang out, wanted to play some beats. This damn kid is just a student in NYU going to school for chemistry at the time.
Whoa.
Yeah. So then he leaves. He left the room that he was in and came into our room. And King Combs came and set us up to Post. And they asked Post if he could play me some beats. And he was like, "Yeah, play me some beats. Cool." The first beat he plays is the Rockstar beat.
Shut the
Oh, yeah, bro.
so
That's how it happened.
Zoe, I didn't hear this ever. So what you telling me is that you was in the studio, he already had the Rockstar song already pretty much written, and then
No, the beat was done. The beat, just the beat. Nothing. The
okay,
words weren't written. Nothing yet.
okay.
It was just the beat. And Post was like, "Yo, that beat's hot. Load that beat up."
But here's my
And
question.
yo, what's
Still.
up?
Hold on. What was the point of him being at the studio? He just wanted to make a track, or did he know that he, you know what I'm saying? Like, was that the whole
Who
point? Yo,
Post?
I'm working on my album. Is this a Rockstar song? Or did
Well,
that?
okay, so Post was just in New York doing some probably doing some promotional stuff and or coming to New York to see the label,
Okay.
maybe business meetings and things like that because he at that time I remember that day he was in Jersey somewhere in Patterson doing a photo shoot and this girl from Jersey was like the makeup artist or whatever. And then after that, that's when they went to Quad. And I'm probably he was just at Quad because he wanted a studio for the night to work in, or
Yeah.
the label like got him the session so he could go in there and just do whatever he wanted. But he came in. I remember he came in the studio and he was in the beginning taking photos in the booth in front of the mic with different clothes on. So
Okay.
like in one footage you might see him with a WWF
Yeah.
Undertaker shirt on. Then the other scene you might see him with like this teddy bear shirt on or whatever.
He got a few different. Then he had this. I think it was like a jacket or some shit. He had, like he was.
Yeah, I think he had like another one or two outfits on too, but that's all the same day. But that what was happening. He was in the booth doing the photo shoot or whatever. So then after that, he was gonna work on music. So then we started working on music, like in between he's doing all these photo shoots, and then it got to the point they weren't really doing photo shoots anymore. They were just taking photos and filming of just the organic scene that's happening in the room.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So he hears the beat and he goes, "Yo, that beat's fire. Let's load it up." So I load up the beat and at this point Joey Badass was in the room. And Joey Badass and him are behind me and they're talking and Joey Badass goes, "Man, this shit makes me feel like a rock star, bro." And
Hold
like
on.
just like that. He was like, this shit makes me feel like a rock star, bro. Just
All
like
right.
that he said it. And they start mumbling back and forth to each other. "La, la, la, like a rock star. La, 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 like a rock star." And like I said, everyone else is in the room. There's probably like another 15 people in behind us. And it started becoming a chant. So it was
Is it
like, "La, la, la, la,"
a
and then
room?
everyone in the room, what happened?
Is it a small room and there's 15 people in
It
there?
was it was one of the bigger rooms in the studio.
Okay.
So it could fit probably 30 people in there
Okay.
comfortably. But
All right.
what started happening was that everyone behind them, everyone be mumbling, and everyone at like all in unison would be like a rock star,
Yeah.
Like a rock star. Like they're like, yo, that's hot. And
Yeah.
that's when it started. That's when it started. Like that's when they started figuring out the song and everything. So Post went into the booth, and the first recordings of him is just him mumbling the verses, but then he would do the like a rock star part, but keep mumbling, and he was figuring out the melodies he was going to put down. Yeah, he did all of that. All the stuff he could do, he was mumbling all of that in the beginning. Man, he had a second verse on the song.
And you took it out.
Yeah, he took it out, and he had a second verse that he was going to put on the song, but took it out. And business side, they put 21 Savage on it. 21
Yeah.
Savage popping at the time, and gives a different flavor, hits a different demographic.
So do you realize what you just said, that you were literally a part of the creation of Rockstar?
Yeah,
Like,
I know what I'm saying.
so real quick, let me ask you this: does that
Yeah.
happen a lot with artists? Or is that something that's rare? Does it happen a lot where people just going in to book 4-10 hours of studio time and a track comes out of it, or do they usually come prepared with what they want to do?
It depends seriously depends where your money's at. Because
Gotcha.
sometimes you could be a regular person, you book 4 hours, you won't come in with everything ready because you trying to record everything,
And you
you
already
know.
got
Yeah, but then when you with the label, and when you with the label, they pay, they putting the money up front for the session, so you could sit in there, chill for 12 hours, and figure out, what you want to do. And it makes a lot of sense too, because like when you get up there as an artist, there's a lot of more things you have to do business wise, that you're so busy that you're not gonna really have time to sit around and really write at that moment. But you're gonna have your hours later on at the studio where you can sit down and do what you got to do.
Yep. Yep.
So it depends what bracket you're in. That's really it.
So was the fight for the credit something that ended up being easy after you got, what I'm saying? Like,
Man, no, bro, because I had to go through it 2 times. So listen to this. My boy Navarro, the lawyer, we go through the process, and he gets me the credit, right? And my name goes on the album, as an engineer for the song and everything. Cool, I got that. I was like, yeah, I'm happy with that. Cool, like it worked. Bro, a couple months later, I'm sleeping on my boy's couch. I wake up to my boy calling me, and he goes, yo, congratulations, bro. I was like, what? What are you talking about? He goes, yo, Rockstar just got nominated for a Grammy.
oh yeah.
And before this too, before that happened,
I was over here like,
Rockstar had won like on MTV the music awards. It won like Song of the Year, I think. It won like Song of the Year on the Billboard Awards. It was already winning a lot of awards.
Remember we was tagging you? I hit you on IG. You was like, bro, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you was one of the first people that hit me up on IG about it because I was in Puerto Rico at the time.
Like, shit.
I couldn't believe all that was happening. It was crazy. And then, so it was already winning a lot of stuff. So then it got nominated for a Grammy. I couldn't believe it. So I go on the Grammy website and I go look and I see everyone's name on that worked on it. My name's not on it.
Here we go again.
I'm like, oh my God, here we go again, bro.
Now let me ask you a question though. Before we get into that part, if you do engineering on an artist's album and they do get nominated, does that automatically mean everybody on that credit gets a ticket to the Grammys?
Now, no, because it depends too on what award you're getting nominated for. Now, for example, if this was for Best Rap Album, my name wouldn't have been nominated with that award. My name was nominated because it was the song was nominated for a specific award, Record of the Year, which pertains to the people who have worked on the song. So engineers, yeah, and songwriters, all of that. Yes, it pertains to the artist Post Malone as well.
You guys were really up for the award.
Yeah, that's what it was. So then that's why when the award came out, like when the announcement of the winner of that award, they would announce all the people who were part of that part of that Grammy nomination. Yeah. So that award, that's the only reason why, because that's a specific award for specifically what I do or people from behind the scenes with it. So
you got
like I said, because yeah, it's crazy. And I'll tell you like this, that the song I worked on has done better numbers than the song that won